All right, fellow patriots, welcome back to another Friday Mental Jujitsu. My name is Michael Buell, and I am your sensei. Hi, hi, check it out! I got a new championship photo put up with my belt, bare knuckle boxing belt. All right, guys, just bragging. That's all. All right, check it out. Weapons of war. There are many weapons of war. Going to explain to you a couple. Then on the other side of the board, I'm going to explain to you the weapons of war that are being used against you today to take from you, to conquer your lands, to take your birthright from you. All right, so these are weapons of war. There are different types of weapons of war. There are offensive weapons of war, and there are defensive weapons of war, defensive, offensive. And here's a simple example. Viking rolls up on your shores, and he's got a shield in one hand and a battle axe in the other. He's coming to take from you using offensive and defensive weapons of war. A knight in shining armor rolls up on your castle, covered head to toe in armor. That is his defensive weapon of war, while he's swinging this big old sword at you. That is, and he's coming to conquer you. He's coming to take everything from you. These are his weapons of war. Now, check it out. The castle wall. The castle wall itself is a defensive weapon of war. But there's a loophole, literally called a loophole. We'll flip the script here. We're going to go on the offense from behind our walls by putting slits in the walls, which are called loopholes. How cool is that? And now that defensive wall just turned into an offensive weapon when you got archers shooting arrows at you. All right, final one. Anybody that's ever served in the military, in the infantry, you know your favorite weapon is the A-10 Warthog. Yes, this guy, he's a lifesaver. So the A-10 Warthog, the pilot sits in a bathtub, a titanium bathtub. So you're not going to shoot him down with your rifle. You're going to need something extra heavy to bring him down. That's his defensive weapon of war. He has flares. He'll launch some flares if you shoot a heat-seeking missile at him to throw out some flares. Defensive weapon of war. You come at him with some radar-guided missile. He doesn't give a shit. Throw out this aluminum-style chafing, and your missile goes after it. Then once you've pissed him off and he does a U-turn, he's come back at you to introduce you to his offensive weapons of war, the Maverick air-to-ground missile. So if you're in a tank, you're done. If you're launching Volkswagens out of a big old howitzer, you're done. He's going to fire these on you. You try running away, try to get away, you're just going to die tired. He's launching 30 mil. He's got a 30 millimeter Gatling gun, 30 millimeter bullets bigger than an inch around. So these are weapons of war designed to conquer you. All right. What else do we have? What's happening today? Words. These words of the enemy are weapons of war designed to conquer you. There are different types, just like weapons of war. There are defensive weapons of war and offensive weapons of war. So this word right here, anti-Semite. This is one of the most brilliant words in the world. This is a defensive word. Its primary use is so you don't ask too many questions. It's to shut you up. Why are you asking those questions? You must be an anti Semite. It's designed to keep you from connecting the dots and realizing that the Zionists are not America's greatest ally. Let me show you how this works. Let's pretend from here on down, I'm not talking about the star people, right? The tiny cap people. I'm talking about Swedes. Let's say I'm talking about Swedes. And I tell you, hey, why does a 2% population group in America control the media? Why do the Swedes have control of our media? Every media. How do they have control of academia? How did the Swedes get in control of academia? Entertainment? You mean they even run Hollywood? Why? How did the Swedes do that? What do you mean the Federal Reserve and all banking is run by the Swedes? You mean to tell me all left-wing lunatic anti-American agendas are headed by Swedes? Swedes are in control of those? That's crazy. What do you mean half our government is dual citizen Swedes? How about the other half that aren't dual citizen Swedes are paid off by dual citizen Swedes? APAC. I guess it would be called ASWAC. Yeah, what's that about? How come they got their fingerprints all over everything, these Swedes? They got their fingerprints on putting Jesus on the cross, don't they? They say that Jesus was boiling in a vat of feces for all eternity, but you want those people that hate you that much to come control all of this? Why? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What do you mean these Swedes have been kicked out of 109 countries? Like about 1,000 times, like 10 times they've been kicked out of each country. And it's the same three reasons: taking over their government, financing, debauchery, blood libel. You look it up. You look it up. What do you mean? They're our friends when they've stolen nuclear secrets. They've attacked the USS Liberty. Said, "Oh, we thought it was the Egyptians" for 2 hours. The Air Force and the Navy couldn't figure it out. Now, I don't think the Swedes are our greatest ally. What do you mean the Swedes, right after JFK said he was going to stop giving them money and protection and go look at their secret nuclear weapons program? He took a bullet to the brain 3 or 4 months later. You mean the CIA tells us that the biggest problem with spies in the United States are Swedes? What is with these Swedes? You mean they got their fingerprint all over 9/11? Poor old Charlie Kirk, isn't there even Swedish fingerprints in that? Well, how are the Swedish people got their fingers in everything? Have we become a vassal state of Sweden? Well, you can't ask. You can't ask these questions because then you'll be labeled, right? Brilliant weapon, defensive weapon, don't ask questions. All right, so let's flip it and let's talk about an offensive weapon. Clearly, you have seen the power, the might of this weapon for the last 50 years. This has been the grand poobah of all weapons. It's an offensive weapon. It is designed to silence you so the third world communist Islamic left wing lunatics can conquer you. You've seen it happening globally. There's no more debate, there's no discussion. You can't call me a racist for calling this out. You see it happening all around you. So here's some examples of how powerful this word is. Like if I was 14 years old when I was 14 years old and I started asking, well, how much multiculturalism are we shooting for, right? I want to know. It's never been answered. So in 1965, the United States was considered 85% white. Anglo-Saxon white, not Pakistani, Iraqi, Kurdistan. That's what they consider white. So when you see a population and you're like, wow, there's a lot of white people there. No, it's probably Indians. It's probably Pakistanis. They blend, they mix us in. So this 58%, it might not even be real. It might be 48%. I don't know. But in 30 years, 60 years, we've lost, in 60 years since we started this, we've lost 30%. 30% of what? Well, 30% of your voting power, 30% of control of your destiny. You got people who come from hostile nations and hostile religions in our government telling you how to live. Insanity. Insanity. But that's how powerful this word is, because you won't protest it because you'll get called that word. Becoming a minority. So growing up, I always heard how horrible it was to be a minority. Now I'm expected to become a minority and not question it, not complain about it, not call time out. Can we discuss it? I don't think I want to become a minority. And then you got it. Listen, I got ears. I hear what people say that blacks have eternal beef with white people for slavery. The Native American Indian has eternal beef with the white man for genocide. The Chicano brown Mexican man's got eternal beef for stealing his land. So we want to become minorities to people we live with that have eternal beef with us. And now we've got open borders where it's people who got eternal beef with us, who don't like us, who don't like your race, don't like your religion, don't like your culture, just get to walk in, and I'm called a racist for saying, wait, I don't think we should have an open border with just anybody crossing. Soldiers, saboteurs, hackers, drug cartels, violent gangs, recently released felons all get to just walk in. And if I protested, I'm racist. If it was a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed Soviets, military-aged men, I'd be complaining just as loud. So please don't call me a racist for saying the border should be protected. All right. Voter ID. Get this one. I'm a racist for saying everybody should have ID to vote. But the left-wing lunatics say blacks are too stupid to find out where the DMV is. Blacks can't use a computer to find out where the DMV is. Blacks can't. That's what they say. Go to the college campuses and ask them why voter ID is racist. It's because blacks can't figure out how to get ID. While simultaneously, sanctuary cities are giving away IDs for invaders. So now these invaders get to vote against your interest for more of your taxes. Yeah, this is happening. You can't complain about it. You'll get called to word. Birthright citizenship. So you mean to tell me communists can cross the border, pop out babies, those babies get to be instant American citizens? You mean to tell me jihadist Muslims get to sneak across the border, pop out babies, and those babies get to be instant citizens? Oh, once again, voting against your interests? This is not happening. Oh, yes, it is. But you're racist for mentioning it. Taxes. Oh, what do you mean we're paying so much money for taxes for invaders and still being called a racist for it? I didn't make them speak into my country. I didn't make them non-white. I had nothing to do with it. I don't want my taxes going to be spent on them. Why is that a problem? Last one, DEI. Get out of here. You want me to go fly on an airplane with a DEI pilot? You want me to go get surgery by a DEI doctor? And if I say I don't want to fly on that plane, I don't want that surgeon working on me, I'm a racist. Stop it. This word is done. We're done with it. But you have to understand it is a word used to conquer you. And you see what a brilliant job it's done all over the Western colonies, Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, all falling because of that word. The homelands, every European homeland, every big city in European homeland has gone because of this word. Incredible. All right, guys, you can't win this. You will not win this unless you use your voice. You have to speak up. Don't let these words scare you that you can't defend yourselves. Always remember to resist and assist. There it is. I'm out.